Welcome. Nice to see folks joining. When you get a chance, go ahead and open up the chat and put the setting to everyone. So I'm going to wait till about 8:32 to get started. Welcome as I see folks joining. So happy you're here this morning. Okay, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and get started. So again, good morning. Really nice to see you here. And when you get a chance, go ahead and open up the chat and just make sure that you've selected everyone so that we can all see each other's comments. But my name is Tara Healey, and I'm the program director of Mind the Moment, which is the mindfulness program of Point 32 Health. And I'm going to be here on my own this morning. Typically, Suzanne and I lead together on Thursday mornings, but Suzanne is traveling and hoping that all is going well for her. So for anybody that's new, that's just joining for the first time, I want to extend a really warm welcome to you and just delighted to have you join. We offer these every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning. Tuesdays and Thursdays are webinar format, so no cameras, and we just communicate over chat. And then Wednesday is meeting format, so that you have the option to turn your camera on, and it's just a little bit more informal sharing back and forth. So but all 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, run from 8:30 to 9. And the meditation portion can take will be anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes of practice. And then we leave time for Q&A and for the end. But in the beginning, we always start off with a question. And as I've been thinking about what's been going on in the world, and for anybody that was in the session that I led yesterday morning, I'm really going to ask the same thing, which is, there's so much happening globally. The situation in, of course, Israel, the most recent, the horror of what is happening there, but so much more, earthquakes and, environmental, political, social unrest. But what's happening in Israel has felt just deeply disturbing. And so what I want to just start off with is, how are you feeling this morning? How are you? What's kind of your emotional weather, what is going on, and just a word or a two or even a phrase that just describes how you're feeling this morning. Um, so feel free to go ahead and populate. I can just kick it off by saying that I think just the deep sense of sadness for this kind of human cruelty that this exists in our world is really, really, I mean, there are no words that can capture the degree of um, sadness about what's happening. And I want to give people an opportunity to just say how you're feeling about everything. And then the meditation that I'll lead will be a body scan, because we hold a lot of our emotions in the body. And so it'll be a fully guided body scan. But let me see what some of, yeah, stressful eating, overwhelming sadness. Yeah. Yeah, tightness in the body, heavy in the mind. Yeah. Yeah. Um, and again, I think it is hard to just make any sense of this, and even to know what you might be feeling. So with that, I'm going to just go ahead and we'll start, and then we'll save time at the end. But the body scan feels like the most appropriate practice this morning. And I'm going to suggest that we dedicate our practice to what's happening in Israel and also around the world. So taking a moment to settle into a posture that feels like it's going to work for you this morning. And that could be standing. I always recommend that because especially if you're tired, it's really easy to fall asleep in meditation, as I'm sure some of you are aware. So feel comfortable doing whatever your body wants this morning. So either seated or standing. And your eyes can be open or closed. And if you decide to keep your eyes open, you want to gaze downward a little bit. Generally, with standing, keep the eyes open. It's going to help with balance. So go ahead and make some micro movements so that you're sitting in a way that is upright and engaged, yet at the same time, soften the body around the upright spine. And take a couple deep breaths on your own, just as a way to settle any surface tension. So deep inhalation and a longer exhalation. And on that final exhalation, or whatever exhalation you're on, see if you can surrender your weight into the support of the surface and into the support of the ground below, maintaining that upright, engaged posture. And we're going to start at the feet and move upward. So, but before we do that, just again, taking a moment to make any adjustments in the body, noticing what sensations are making themselves known to you from your activity so far this morning. Perhaps the heartbeat or a pulsing or a vibration in the body, maybe temperature. Also helpful to see if you can feel the clothes touching the skin, that point of contact. And just for a moment, expand awareness to include sound that might be in the room or even outside of the room, with a receptive attitude in the mind, just receiving sound. And allowing sound to remain as it will, bringing awareness back inward to the body. And let's begin to narrow the focus even further from whole body awareness to bringing attention to the feet. So the soles of the feet and the toes and the top of the feet, the ankles, the heels. So noticing sensation or lack of sensation. Perhaps the feet are making a point of contact with the surface, noticing that, or noticing sock on the foot and that connection with the fabric, or any sensations internally in the feet, the toes. And also a lack of sensation is something to be aware of. So either sensation or lack of. And moving awareness now up to the lower legs. So the calves and the shins of both the left and the right side. So isolating this region of your body and noticing what's there, sensation or lack of. And in any of the areas of the body, if you're feeling a tightness, see if you can soften, just to the degree that you're able. And let's move awareness now to the knees. So the top of the knees and the sides and the back of the knees. And noticing this smaller region of your body and what sensations or lack of might be present. And releasing the knees from your awareness and coming up to the thighs. So the back of the thighs, top, internally, what are you noticing? What sensations are present? Or again, lack of. If you are seated, perhaps aware of the points of contact with the back of the body or the clothes. Releasing and moving up now to the torso. So the front of the body, the back of the body internally. Softening and surrendering into the support and aware of what's happening, what sensations, and again, or a lack of. And let's move up to the neck and shoulders. And again, holding this region in your awareness, isolating this part of the body, dropping the shoulders. And let's move awareness now down the arms to the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, and the hands. And aware of sensation, perhaps the hands touching. And releasing. And moving now back up to the neck and up along the back of the head and the sides of the head, the top of the head. And coming down around your face, so forehead and eyes, nose, mouth, and jaw, and even the tongue and the chin, and seeing if you can soften the muscles of the face. And again, to the degree that you can, and releasing and coming back for a moment to whole body awareness. So, aware of the whole body and seeing if there are any areas within the body that you want to go back to. And let your attention rest there, perhaps soften to the degree that you can. Or receiving whatever sensations are being offered. And let's begin to find an anchor for the wandering mind. So, something that can help stabilize attention, awareness, that we can return to each time the mind wanders, which it will a lot. That's just the nature of the mind. So, we're not trying to stop thought. Um, but as you inhale and exhale, is there a part of the body that you feel that breath most clearly? So, it could be the rise and fall of the abdomen, maybe around the chest, or then even the nostrils, or just the movement of the body as you inhale and exhale, the feeling of that. So, really feeling from the inside. And alternatively, you could put your hands together, touch your hands in whatever way feels comfortable. And the point of contact, the feeling of that could be your anchor. You can also use sound. So, if there's a consistent sound in the background, or any other body sensation that is prominent, that's easy for you to connect with and keep returning to. So take a minute or so to see what's going to work best for you this morning. And once you've settled on an anchor, we're going to spend the next few minutes on just returning to that anchor over and over again as soon as we see that a thought has slipped in unnoticed and then becomes noticed. It's helpful to just make a soft mental note each time you see that, just thinking it's not a problem, it's not wrong, you're doing it correctly. Just thinking, allow the body to soften. Usually a subtle contraction every time we're lost in thought. So thinking, as soon as it becomes seen, soften the body and escort your attention back to whatever your anchor is this morning. So I'm going to be silent for the next few minutes. And noticing where the mind is. Check in with the body. Just soften the whole body as you are able and return again to your anchor. And as we bring this meditation to a close, I actually want to read a Wendell Berry poem. So see if you can stay and practice as I read this poem as a way to close this morning's practice. And then we'll open it up for Q&A and sharing. So this is a poem that I turn to quite often, and it's in a book called Collected Poems by Wendell Berry, and it's called The Peace of Wild Things. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. So as you feel ready, just allow yourself to open the eyes if they were closed. And, I think it's always helpful to take a moment just to look around the room you're in. I usually do like a little bit of a stretch and just reorient to your surroundings. And of course, for anybody that needs to hop off, you can hop off at any time, but we've got a few minutes to share how the practice was for you this morning, any thoughts or observations about your body and anything you noticed. Just because I think of all that's happening in the world, it is natural to hold. The body often holds tension in different parts. So, but also, like, if you've come across a resource lately that's been helpful to you that you want to share, this is an opportunity to do that. So that could be a podcast or, an app or a book or anything, but just a poem, anything, anything at all. I'll just wait for a couple minutes and feel free to just populate the field. Yeah, you're welcome. It is absolutely a beautiful poem. Yeah, tension in the abdomen, familiar tension. Yeah, shoulders and jaw. Um, Body feel agitated, more easily distracted. Yeah, happy to have the space to sit and practice. Hasn't felt as restorative as, yeah, yeah. I almost added when I was taking you through the body scan to, notice different parts of the body and how they feel. The body actually likes the attention. And seeing where there might be holding and whether the feeling that you're noticing is pleasant or unpleasant. The idea is to bring a receptive attitude to anything that's going on. So even agitation, even though it might seem counterintuitive to actually feel the sensations of that, it's a way of getting practice with being with discomfort. But love body scans. Yeah, never more focused. I marvel at trying to feel parts of my body that don't have a lot of sensation. Yeah, that's really interesting too, right? Um, and that's why I always say, noticing what you feel, sensation or lack of sensation, either. Yeah, and it's helpful too just to take moments throughout the day to just pause for a minute and see, you know, I sometimes will just like kind of drop the question, how are things now? Like how are things right now? Um, and bring some care and attention to a particular area that might need it, just a softening. I notice it often in my face too, and just like surrendering the muscles down, just relaxing the face. And again, it's always the idea is just to the degree that you can. Um, and we're trying to, in some ways, gain some balance with discomfort so that we're not so thrown off by it. Anything else that anybody would like to say or offer or share? Um, okay, I think we're good. All right. So Suzanne is back next week, and I've certainly missed her, and looking forward to having her back leading the sessions next week. And just you know, just as a reminder, that really dedicating our practice today. May our practice be a benefit to all beings. And I will see you next Thursday. Okay, bye everybody.